Hello and welcome to the Call Her Sam podcast. My name is Afrosa Chigwe. Now today's guest is a dynamic woman who's not afraid to take on challenges and is confident in her own abilities. Please welcome Dr. Kawanga Susan Dilamonu, or Dr. Kawanga Susan Dilamonu Kalumbi.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
I know, right? I know.
It's a whole complete sentence.
Yeah.
You know, like when I went to the shops, I got a drink, but this is Dr. Kawanga Susan Dilamonu Kalumbi.
Yes, correct. You got it right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I was under pressure. Co-founder of K Solutions. We have to put that out there. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for taking time.
Thank
it's
you
a
for
pleasure
having
to have
me.
you here.
Thank you.
Now, who is Dr. Kawanga Susan? Briefly.
Briefly. Well, briefly is relative, huh?
Briefly. Okay, maybe like the first page of the book.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for having me on your podcast. And who is this lady? Well, as you have introduced me by names and all, I look at myself to be a simple woman, I would say. Born in Solwezi, in Northwestern, and raised in Lusaka. Born from, my mom was a civil servant, and my dad was a minister in the Kawanga days.
Oh, wow.
So I'm the youngest of my siblings, and that means I'm a Kasuli nation. Yes.
Okay.
And I went to school, obviously, in Lusaka. I did my primary at Lusaka Girls, then went to Kablonga Girls. And then after that, I had the privilege of growing up from two types of setups, like I've said. I was born in Solwezi. My mom was a secretary, and I would go for holidays there, and I would stay in Lusaka and then go for holidays at my mom's and all. And what did this do to me? I think it gave me a privilege of experiencing both worlds. I know what it means to have enough. I know what it means to have a lot. Yeah, so I think that's a blessing in itself. So I look at if you've been to Solwezi, there's a place called Messenger's Compound.
I actually have not even been to Solwezi.
Oh wow! So that's where my mom used to live. So I would go there for holidays, and I would experience that life, and then I'll go back home in a minister's home, and you would experience another setup and all that. And I say that's a blessing, and it makes who I am today.
Gives you character.
Yes, it makes who I am today. So coming back to who is this lady? Well, I wear so many hats, I would say.
Yes.
So at church, I'm a praise team member. And a deacon's wife. At home, I'm a wife to one husband and two beautiful daughters. And when we go to the professional circles and all, I'm a financial literacy advocate for financial matters. I'm the go-to person, and I'm a mentor under the SCCA, that's on a global level. A mentor under SME Mentorpreneur Zambia. A mentor under the forum FZWA, that's the forum for women accountants. I'm a mentor for When Females Lead. I'm a mentor for Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. So when you look at all that's
a lot of hats. And wow.
I'm the first female president for Academy for Women Entrepreneurs on the Copper Belt.
Wow.
Rather. Yeah. So that's a brief. I hope I've been brief.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me just say that I want to be like you when I grow up. So wear all those hats. I don't know how you do it, but we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think helped you the most to make a career as a woman?
Okay.
What's the biggest factor that has helped you be successful, has helped you come to this?
Okay. So I think determination and focus is one of the things that I attribute whatever I have today to. And then if you heard me, I mentioned that my mom was a civil servant.
Yes.
But when I looked at her life, she was so enterprising. Let me briefly talk about her life.
Go ahead.
Here's a woman who is a simple secretary, so to say, but she had 5 stands, one for women's clothes, one for men's clothing, one for shoes, one for children's clothing, one for toys. And she had a full-time job. She would go for work, and she was an entrepreneur, so to say. What would tempt to as entrepreneurship?
Yes.
It's just that we never had a name for it back then.
Yes.
But this is exactly what she was. And so when you look at me, I do so many things. And I think it's because I had this woman I was looking up to.
Yes.
And this is where I get my determination and all. So when I go to my mother's place for a holiday, there are certain things that gave me discomfort.
Okay.
And by the age of 12, I set certain goals for myself. I knew exactly who I wanted to be. I knew exactly what I wanted to do in life. I knew exactly by when I should do that. And one of the things that really would make me uncomfortable were things like, there's a life. You're coming from this life.
Yes, you're accustomed to this.
On top.
Yes.
And then you go on a holiday just for 2 or 3 weeks, and you have to use a pit latrine.
Yeah.
And I told my mom, when I grow up, I'm going to build you a house with running water and with a toilet inside the house. And true to it, God was gracious. My husband and I managed to build the house, put the toilet inside, running water and everything. But the unfortunate part is just before she could start enjoying those facilities, the Lord called her. So she never got to enjoy these things. But I guess there's always a reason for something. Yeah. So when I look at that, I set goals for myself. And I tell myself I can be anything. So when you tell yourself you can be anything and you begin to tick off certain things by certain times, and I think it's all about determination, focus, perseverance, and these are the things that have helped me to be where I am. And also, who do I draw my strength from? I draw my strength from the Lord. I have to be who I am, my own competition and all. Yeah.
I love that. I love your story. So I can relate to that because you're saying coming from a certain lifestyle, then now you're brought back down to it, like this is how the other side lives. So get a taste of both lives. And now I love that you said I'm going to build your house with running water inside the house. So that's wow. That's amazing. As a female leader, what has been the most significant barrier in your career? Have you been confronted with gender-related roadblocks in your career? I like the way you smile because that's giving me an answer right there.
Oh, okay. Okay, Sam. You know what? I don't really like to look at. I don't subscribe to self-pity parties to do with gender issues.
Elaborate, please.
What do I mean by that? I think the issue should be, what am I able to bring to the table?
Okay.
Am I able to do something? Or is it something to do with because she's female, she's what? Of course, people are always going to talk out there when you rise in your career. They always attribute it to maybe because of she didn't get it on merit. Maybe it's because of this, that. That will always be there. But remember, we talked about setting targets for yourself. We talked about determination. We talked about focus. So if I tell myself there's certain things that I told myself, I'm going to start sitting on boards by this and this and this time, and I've seen that come to materialize. Why? Because you've set certain targets for yourself. You go into self-development. You begin to develop yourself. You don't look at yourself as, because I'm a female, then I expect certain favors, then I expect to be treated in a certain way. You need to tell yourself, whatever I acquire, whatever I will have, it's because I've earned it.
Yes.
It's on merit. So this is what I mean by self-pity.
And not being affected by gender-related. No, you don't subscribe to that.
Those will always be there, but what matters is how do you treat it and how do you come out. Prove yourself. What is it that you are able to bring to the table? What is it that you are able to do? You know, what is it that people can point to say, no, this person is able to do this, so is this person able to do this. So, yeah, that's that.
I like that. Now, have you ever failed? How did you handle this failure?
Okay. Failure is inevitable. In whatever we do, we are bound to fail in one or another. And it's something that you cannot avoid. But what matters is how you get up. Do you stay down when you fail? Do you stay down and start crying? Or you tell yourself, I'm going to get up and do better next time. And I think that's what has worked for me.
But what if someone is struggling to find those tools to get up and be better?
It's intentional.
Okay.
This is intentional. You need to tell yourself, I'm going to get up and do better. The advantage is that you won't be starting from scratch. The advantage will be that you'll be starting from experience. Because you tried something and it didn't work out, so you want to try it in another way, and it will work. It might work, it might not work.
Yes.
But if you don't try, they say, show me someone who's a failure. It's someone who has never tried anything. But the fact that I tell myself I'm going to try something, already, I think I'm better than someone who just sits and never tries anything.
Yeah.
So failure will come. You will fail in one or two aspects. Remember, we are all doing this life for the first time. No one has been where we are right now. So whatever we do, it's based on experiments. It's based on what we have seen this one do. So the fact that you are graced in one area might not mean I will succeed in that area. I might try it and I will fail. But what if I try it in another way and I succeed? Yeah.
That's interesting. Another way to look at it. Try something in a different way.
In a different way. Don't change your goals. Instead, change your methods, the way you do things.
Change your mindset.
I like that.
I will change my mindset today and believe going forward. Now, mentorship. You spoke about being a mentor on several boards. Did you, or do you have a woman mentor? Are there specific women who inspired you, and why specifically them?
Okay.
I know you spoke of your mom, but
being a mentor in several spheres of life. Let me correct that. Not on boards.
Okay. Oh, several spheres of life.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, right.
Several spheres of life, ladies and gentlemen. Not on boards. Several spheres of life.
Yeah. Mentorship. When you look at that, first of all, what is mentorship? It's simply where you look at certain people who have gone before you and they inspire you in one way or another.
Okay.
And I already talked about my mom, how she inspired me and all that. Yeah, I never sat with her to say, okay, you are my mentee, sit here, and I am your mentor.
Yeah.
But just through the few interactions, the opportunities that I had, with her when I would go to visit her and see how she was doing this, I was able to learn one or two things. And you know me personally, you know I do so many things. This is where I get it from. My mom was more like, indeed, she had the money that even up to now we're feeding off it.
Ooh.
Yes. Because she was able to invest. That
old money, that generational money.
Yes.
Ooh.
She was able to invest. Other than what she had, she invested in a real estate and all. So we're still getting rentals up to now.
Wow.
And though she wasn't keen about banking, she would keep her money under the mattress.
Wait, that's an actual thing? That's a real thing?
Because even
people say that, I'm just like, no, they're lying.
I know, right? So even the day she died, bless her soul, because her death was sudden, she had money under the mattress, regardless of.
But who knew where to find it?
We all knew where money was. She would tell you if you need something, just go under the mattress in the right corner. You will see it's ripped a bit and get the money there. So our grandchildren even knew that.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, coming back to your question. There are a lot of female mentors that I look up to. And I tell myself at every stage of my life, I have mentors in different aspects of my life.
Okay.
I have a spiritual mentor, I have a professional mentor, and so on. These are people who have gone before me, a business mentor. They've gone before me and they're able to guide me. There are times when I hit rock bottom and I know exactly who to call and get advice from my mentors. So not to mention them all, but I do have quite a number of them that I look up to.
Okay.
I interact with them, I talk to them. And they are there. Those other mentors I don't even talk to. They just inspire me. They don't even know that to inspire me. I'm yet to meet grab an opportunity and tell them, oh, do you know that you inspire me like this? Yeah. So it's like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
But do you think we do enough in terms of mentorship?
In terms of
in
mentorship.
Zambia, do we have people that are willing to step up and say, hey, I want to be your mentor, or I can be someone's mentor and do the thing?
Yes, I think you agree with me that currently there are so many, I think, organizations, so many people coming up with mentorship programs. At the beginning, we talked of where I'm a mentor in these different spheres, organizations and all. So already you can tell that we are doing something to hold someone's hand and show them the way, as in, I've been through this. You ought to relax. Try and do things this way and guide them in that manner. As to whether we're doing enough, I think we're trying. We are trying, and there's so many to mention a few. If you look at the youths, the female youths, they have Coupe's program. I think we're trying, but as to whether we have enough, we'll never have enough mentors because there's always a demand out there.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's important is if you have an opportunity to offer that help, please go ahead and offer that help. We rise by lifting one another. Yes.
But do you think companies would benefit from having more women at the top?
There we go.
Because this has been women have been I don't want categorized as being too emotional to
I know, right?
be at the top. Oh no, but they can't
Yeah.
leave because they'll probably have to go home to a sick child, or there'll probably be an issue at home, or it's Mother's Day and they have to take off. So but do you think more companies would benefit?
Well, yes. We're back to the gender issue.
I know you don't want to do the whole pity party, but
let's do this. I was reading according to the World Economic Forum, there's a report on gender parities. There's one for 2023 June. If you have time, you can go through that. And when you look at that report and what they are reporting, they are saying it will take about 131 years for us to attain gender equality and all.
131 years.
Yes, and probably you and I might not even
be here to witness that.
But let me comfort you a bit. If you look at the same report for 2018, I think, it quoted 200 years. So you can see that
it's slowly closing
in. The gap is slowly being closed in. And why is that? I think there's a realization that women are capable of doing what a man can do. And gone are the days that we would believe that a woman's place is in the kitchen.
Yes.
And because of that, I'll go back to my point where I was saying the issue shouldn't be about fulfilling statistics. How many board representation do we have when it comes to women? Okay, 10 versus 2, and you're put there as a statistic. It shouldn't be there. What it should be is, do I deserve to sit there? What do I bring to the table? Do I have the necessary knowledge? Have I developed myself enough to be able to help that company? So the issue should be, what is it that I'm bringing to the table? It shouldn't be about fulfilling figures, And I agree with you when you say, I talk, with all due respect, I'm a woman, I talk from experience and from the point of being an employer, and these are the things that I've experienced.
Yes.
When I get a female employee and a male employee, the number of days the female employee is off, sick, they'll get all the Mother's Days necessary in a month, in a year. They call in sick themselves for any small flu. They'll call in, my child is sick. So I think when you look at all these things, we shouldn't give an opportunity to our male folks to talk. Can we change the narrative? And it's possible. Can we do things differently? I'm not saying if your child is sick, then you have to.
Yes,
there are those situations.
That's not what she's saying.
Yes.
Before you come for
yes. There are those situations where a child is sick, you've done what you can do, and you have someone helping you. Go and attend to your job and go and attend to what you can do, because here's a company, they are relying on you. They've trusted you with everything. So do your part if you can, unless worse comes to worse. So can female, what was the question? Can companies
benefit from more women?
Yes, they should, and they can, and they are. Obviously, we've seen that things are changing.
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen that things are changing. Of course, when we look at countries like, I think in the Western world, we can't compare ourselves to that. But of course, we've seen things change, and by nature of us being mothers, I think we're naturers. So we do things perfectly differently. I'm not saying men don't, they do, but we have
but
that
they don't do it as well as we do.
That perfection, we add that spice.
That's true.
To what we do.
I agree.
So yes, they would benefit by having more of us.
I agree. By the way, since you're saying, us women, we do things perfect, almost perfectly to a T, like we'll just manage to get everything done.
Yeah.
Ever find yourself in a position where your partner can't find, where are my socks? I can't see my socks.
I know, right?
But they're right there.
Yeah.
But then they can't see. Like you come and you will find them. And then he can't find them. So yes, companies would benefit from women at the top.
I know, right.
Hey,
that's what you're bringing to the table.
I mean, that's what we're bringing to the table. We can actually find stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I was scrolling through your social media pages, and I noticed
did you?
I did my research. I noticed you're big on women empowerment. You're like a serious advocate for women empowerment.
Yeah.
Now, can women truly come together and work together? Can they support each other? Because that age-old tale, women cannot work together in an environment. There'll always be issues and this one picking on this one, all those issues. I mean, I've worked in an environment like that. We've both worked in an environment like that.
Right?
We've been through that.
Yeah.
So, what?
I know.
What patterns I've noticed over the years about women at work and things they could be doing better to advance themselves or just their careers?
Okay, I'll start with, can women work together? Yes, they can. And
how so?
It starts with a mindset. You need to be deliberate about certain things. You need to tell yourself you will not be part and parcel of certain things. And you need to tell yourself you are special and you are unrepeatable. And no one can be you. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm big on women empowerment, especially when it comes to, like I said, I'm a financial literacy advocate. Mm-hmm. So I enjoy seeing people win. Mm-hmm. I want to see us win. Okay. And because of that, I work with various female groups. For the past 8 years, I've done this, and it has worked so well. It's just a matter of understanding each other. Do you know why we fight as women? It's because we all want attention. And the attention, you're coming from your home, you need special attention from your husband. Your husband gives you that special attention, and you're expecting the same attention when you come to me at work. It doesn't work like that. So when you understand yourselves like that, and you tell yourselves, when we come together, instead of us fighting, we're going to build each other. So what we do is we meet as women. We're a group of 50 plus and all. Wow. So we meet once in a month. We choose topics to talk about. Mm-hmm. We educate one another in financial issues, emotional issues, economic issues. You talk about all these things, and you talk about how best can we work. And we have seen ourselves develop. We are not the same, like where we started from and where we are. Mm-hmm. We're not the same.
Not the same people.
Do you know? Yes. Do you know why? Because we are gifted differently. Your talent might not be my talent. Mm-hmm. But when we come together, we embrace each other, we are able to come up with big things. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example of the current project that we are running with. Okay. Right now, as women, we call ourselves Visionary Women of Faith. Okay. And we have decided to build a maternity ward from scratch.
From the ground up?
Yes.
Wow.
We've started, we're now at slab level, and we started, I think, a month ago. Okay. We're now at slab level, and we'll be having, by the way, we'll be having a fundraising dinner for the same, so that we can raise some funds to put up that facility. Okay. So this is a facility which is being done by women. Mm-hmm. So how then can you say women cannot work together? I don't agree with that. So this is just to mention but a few. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That there's always just that one person that
I know.
One person. They just said, come on, get it together. So how do you deal with that situation? How do you deal with someone like that? Or do you just choose to not deal with them?
There are two ways of doing it, I believe. One, you try to reach out, because certain people actually hurting from their past, and they're bleeding on innocent people. Mm-hmm. All they need is some love.
Someone to reach out.
Show them some love.
Yes.
Reach out and you find that this person will actually be the best in the group.
I love that.
Try that. There's no one who cannot respond to love. Unless you see it has really, really felt, then just pretend it's not there. Yeah. But as we are growing, as we grow up, I think we mature and we tend to know how to deal with certain things. And I've come to learn and know that most of these who behave like that, it's something to do with their background, and yet mostly just an innocent person who they are bleeding on is possible.
It's that thing where people are going through things in life, so you don't know what's happening, so just be kind to them. Now, you're traveling, like I said. I went through your page. I did some research. You're traveling, I've seen you're traveling, and you're a baker too.
Yeah.
Wow. I swear, it's like she's got so many hats on. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I told you where I get it from.
What, from her mom?
Yeah.
You're sitting on important panels, you're giving talks, you are busy. Busy. So when Dr. Kawanga Susan Dilamonu Kalumbi, how do you take care of yourself? How do you pour back into yourself? How do you do that? What do you do for yourself?
Yeah. So I'm deliberate about certain things that I do for myself, just to rejuvenate and think positively and all. I'm intentional with something. I take my walks every morning between 5 and 5:30.
Okay.
I'm out for a run. I do 3.6 kilometers just in my neighborhood.
Okay.
And I found just that fresh breeze, the fresh air does
everything.
Miracles. And when I come back, I'll do some skipping exercise, so to say, before I start my day.
Yes.
And that's how I do it. Secondly, I do read a lot, especially on topics of my interest. Yeah, and that's also, I find a lot of joy into doing that because I get to learn a lot, self-development. Yeah. I also do bake. I enjoy baking.
I've seen that. Your cakes are sensational, by the way.
Thank you. I do bake. Yeah, and I've taught myself once in a month. I'm out on a date with a girlfriend, one or two, just to exchange ideas.
Yes.
Because, as they say, mwana shenda hatashanina. So you need to find out from how your friends are doing and all, so that you appreciate what's going on around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and I love traveling.
Yes. You're like a globetrotter. You're here, you're there.
Yeah.
I mean, you are traveling, sitting on important panels, you're baking, you're running, you're sitting, come on, everything. You're doing everything.
Yeah.
You're doing it all.
Yeah. I enjoy what I do. At the end of the day, it's about your passion. What are you passionate about? And when people say I'm busy, I think busy is relative. You give importance to what is important to you.
Oh, so you don't believe what people say. You go busy, no, I'm busy. And they're not actually
I'll call
busy.
you back. Oh, sorry, I didn't call back because I was busy. No. The people are actually busy, don't even say it. Yeah.
That part.
So that's that. Yeah.
So you have 2 daughters. This is the last question. You have 2 daughters. Would you encourage them to step out on their own, run their own business? Would you tell them, listen, it's not easy, but what would you tell them?
Well, I wouldn't like to restrict my daughters to me, what I want.
Oh, and because our parents do.
Our parents,
to do that.
what would happen? Yes. Actually, maybe it still happens, but what would happen is when you are born, I guess they'll choose a career for you in advance.
They'll choose your life
before they even discuss with you.
You were born right there. Doctor, lawyer. You're a lawyer.
Yeah. Like, I was supposed to be an accountant. Like I didn't even talk about that.
But wait, you are an accountant.
I am a chartered accountant by profession.
So basically,
so I'm a chartered accountant by profession, and because I didn't want to limit my knowledge to just accounting, I went ahead and did a master's at Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh, in UK.
Okay.
And then after that, because of running our own business and all, I did a doctorate in business admin so that my knowledge is broadened.
Yes.
Yeah. So coming back to your question, I'll let my daughters choose their career, but I'll provide guidance.
Okay.
Tell them the do's and don'ts and let them be who they want to be. Let them be their own competition. I shouldn't be a gauge. The father shouldn't be a gauge. Tell them they can spread their wings and they can be anything they want to do. They can be anything they want to be. But we will provide guidance.
So if one of
these
them
are kids.
came up to you and said, I want to be a musician.
One of them loves singing right now. And I've seen her. She's been
that
singing.
That is where you are going.
And,
so how are you going to handle that?
You know, the beauty is she's told herself, I know this is bound to change. She says she'll be an engineer.
Okay. Well,
yeah, she'll be an engineer because the dad is an engineer.
Oh, okay.
So she says, I want to be an engineer, and then, but she loves singing. So I got her a piano. She sings.
That's
I got
supportive.
Someone who tutors her and helps her when it comes to singing because she loves it. It's a passion.
Wow. So I love that you encourage that you nurture that talent. Like, even if she has the choice to say, well, I don't want to sing, but guess what? My parents supported me, so now I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else.
Kids of nowadays, you have to prepare yourself. Otherwise, you have BP. You have
I call them Gen Z. Gen Z are the best, by the way, because they are on another spectrum.
Yeah, but of course you need to guide.
Yeah.
These are kids. Remember, they've never traveled the road they're traveling right now.
Yes.
But the fact that you are a parent and you've been there, you need to guide them. The Bible says, train up a child in the way it should go, and they'll never depart from it. So I believe in that so much. I've put out the foundation out there. Even when a child goes to uni they'll always remember that I was brought up in a certain way.
Yes.
I feel this is what helps us as well. It's where we're coming from, our background, how we were brought up, and the foundation matters.
Yeah,
you know? True. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming onto the show, onto the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Kawanga Susan Dilamonu Kalumbi, ladies and gentlemen, co-founder of K Solutions. She is a dynamic woman, like I said in the beginning, who isn't afraid to take on a challenge. And clearly she's taking on so many challenges, sitting on the sphere of life, the sphere of life, you said? You are sitting on a wide range of boards, different.
Yeah.
There you have it. So thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Her Sam podcast. Get your fresh juices, your smoothies from Revive. It's fresh juice. So until next time.
Bye.